I would just hit record.
Okay.
I've
hit record.
We're hot? All right, dude. Welcome to another episode of the S Bros Podcast.
Welcome back.
This is Armando, my co-host.
Aaron.
And we're going to just talk about movie stuff. Did you hear me breathe into the mic like that? Can you hear that?
Well, only because now you have done it.
Yeah, we'll edit it out.
But you know, in recording, we took a little bit of a break. AJ, welcome back.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Yeah, the table that we're using today is too long.
The table is very far.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. The thought's there. The thought's there. Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo! All right.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about just movie stuff.
We're going to talk about movies and things and...
So there's 3 points then. There's 3
meat and
points.
potatoes of life.
There's 3 points to it then, I guess. So movies that we've seen, Godzilla -1.
We've seen Godzilla -1.
Godzilla -1 minus color.
Godzilla -1 minus color.
Which was incredible.
I liked it way more than the color one.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second. We're going to go and see... because they're playing Dune, the first one with Timothée Chalamet in the movie theaters on Sunday.
It is titled The Reissue.
The Reissue, Dune, The Reissue is what it's called?
That's what it says on the ticket.
Oh, okay.
2021 reissue.
I think they're talking about the reissue of them playing that movie again.
I think that's what that means.
Okay, so the one with Timothée Chalamet. And since they are going to be... when does the second one come out?
The last Thursday of the month, we'll be able to watch it.
Wait, of this month, of February?
Yeah.
Oh, so it comes out at the end of February.
Comes out at the end of February.
Okay, gotcha. So,
because technically now Thursday afternoons are the midnight release.
Not like Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
Maybe at one point it was even Saturday nights. Who knows, dude?
Yeah.
That's what you used to do on a weekend. You would
go down to the local Nickelodeon.
Well, at least that's what we did in a very small... At the time, it was more of a town. But yeah, when you were living in a smaller town, you would meet up with all your friends and
growing up there, it was like 75,000 people. Now it's well over 115.
Oh, dude, I'm sure it's even bigger than that now.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's even bigger than that.
Oh, yeah, because they added new zip codes and shit.
Yeah, well, we haven't been there in a minute either, so, and it's not like I've kept up with the population
Just a year.
Yeah. I've been gone a little longer, so
2 years now.
Yeah, almost 3. Yeah,
look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. You.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Yeah,
the night and day different now. But
living over here in Texas.
Yeah, and I like Texas. I really do.
Originally came from the Pacific Northwest, and now we're all the way down here in Texas.
Well, and the only part that I do not like is the just relentless heat. It is ungodly. At least during the summer, and it's not like it's like that every summer. So I've been told, but I've had it be where the heat is ridiculous, and I've been here for a couple summers now. So the heat's at least been gnarly every time I've been here. I would be pleasantly surprised if the heat is not gnarly this year. Yeah,
last summer it was like 33 consecutive days of 110.
Yeah, and it was
utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, some days it was humid as hell, and like I'm just
like a swamp outside.
My body's just not used to it yet. So, but it, like it wasn't. I didn't kill myself, so I'm fine.
And then the winters, I thought there'd be at least some more like winter stuff. Mm-hmm. Right now, it was 75 today.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
It's February 5th. R.I.P. Toby Keith.
R.I.P. Toby Keith. But also welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Gone but not forgotten. He's still here.
Yeah, that's. I was also educated on this. Apparently, that's a meme. Drake's penile pic got leaked today, and Toby Keith also passed today. So it's in a reference.
Circle of life, baby.
Circle of life, dude. Circle of life.
He came back immediately. He wasn't ready to go.
No, he wasn't. Welcome back, Toby Keith, to the Kang. But again, like we were talking about, like he was such an integral part of our 4th of July.
Yeah.
Growing up. We'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way.
Speaking of not really gone celebrity, that just, my mind just went on a tangent.
You're thinking about Jeffrey Epstein?
No, I'm thinking about Tupac.
Okay, what about?
and how Tupac didn't actually die. He just shaved all of his facial hair and married Will Smith.
Oh my God, dude, he is Jada. I've seen her from the side. No chest. No chest. That is a little boy. That's a little boy.
Dude, Tupac is hiding.
No, I don't mean any disrespect to Jada Pinkett Smith.
No, great music.
I don't want her to kill me, so I don't
When we ride on our enemies, I love that song.
What'd you just say?
You said no disrespect to Jada, and I was like, yeah, when we ride on our enemies, great song.
Oh yeah, great song, great song.
Ghost, great song.
Yeah. So, like we were talking about, we're gonna go see the Dune 1, and then movies that are coming out this month. Because again, we're talking about film here.
Yeah.
Movies that are coming out this month that we
Madam Web.
Madam Web, actually, here. And you know what, dude? In real time, I'm just gonna pull up a list of them so that way we know.
You're gonna pull up a list.
Yeah, movies coming out in February, and we'll find out if it's all crap or not.
Okay. I'm not gonna pull up a list. I want you to just spitfire. Just launch it at me.
All right.
What do we got going on?
So we have Madam Web.
Okay, garbage. Let's go. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, I need to know like months that these are coming out.
Months,
but because they're just telling me what's coming out this year.
Oh no, I don't care about this year. I want to know months.
Actually, yeah, because I want to know the specific date. Okay, February movie Insider. February movies that are coming out in February. Hold on, because Winnie the Pooh 2 keeps coming up.
Winnie the Pooh 2.
Okay, so these movies that I'm about to list out, they don't have. Oh, some of them have a release date.
Some of them do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is just a list of movies coming out. So we have Housekeeping for Beginners. I do not know or care about what that movie's about.
Is it
The Chosen?
Theaters?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, dude. This is just...
Because The Chosen is a TV show. Yes, we're playing it in
The
theaters.
Chosen season 4. Yeah, it's season 4. So.
It's playing in theaters?
Yeah. Scrambled, which is a quintessential eternal bridesmaid. I don't care. Calamity Jane. After Wild Bill is killed, of course. So
what does that even mean?
It's a Calamity Jane. I mean, it might be interesting. I like some westerns, especially since I'm kind of about that.
You like some westerns.
The Tiger's Apprentice. I don't know, but it could be good. Tiger's Apprentice sounds maybe... Well, it's PG, so it might not be all that good.
So it's not a martial arts movie?
No. Let's see here.
Damn.
Let's see here. Mr. and Mrs. Smith series. Oh, because Donald Glover is making a Mr. and Mrs. Smith series. Yeah. Where
that comes out this month?
Smith. Yeah, it comes out. No, it comes out in 2024.
Oh, so you have still, yet again, failed on finding things this month.
Yeah, you're right, dude. I'm failing on that. Hold on.
It's okay. This is real time.
This is
what
real
happens.
time.
This is the beauty of life.
Okay, here we go. Argyle.
That's already out.
Okay, so we're there, dude. What is this? Pop-ups, man. Pop-ups. Okay, here we go.
What site are you using?
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That comes out on Prime. It's already out.
Okay.
Came out on February 2nd.
Good.
Lisa Frankenstein in theaters February 9th.
Frankenstein?
Dude, it's actually pronounced Frankenstein. Prove me wrong. Do you know German? I don't think so.
I can't.
Because you're uncultured. The Taste of Things coming out in theaters February 9th. I don't know what it's about, but it's a French movie.
Taste of Things.
Yeah.
Okay. I can get behind it.
France was roundly criticized for submitting The Taste of Things for the Best International Film category in the Oscar instead of The Anatomy of a Fall. I haven't heard or seen either of those movies. Moving forward. Oh, so Jon Stewart is coming back to The Daily Show on February 12th. But I guess he's only hosting for a couple of I think it's like he's only doing it one day a week.
Who's The Daily Show now? Trevor Noah?
Well, no. So Trevor Noah, who, in my opinion, I mean, he just kind of trashed what that was. Like, I mean, towards the end of it also, like, like turning it into something where he was zooming from his house. Like, that was not the move for The Daily Show.
No.
So, in my opinion, after Jon Stewart left, that show went to crap. However, now they're kind of changing it where they have a different host all the time.
Interesting.
I haven't seen much of the episode, but I see little clips and stuff. And honestly, there are some days where it's really it's putting some heaters out. But Jon Stewart going back there will probably be one of the best moves that's made. So it'd be cool to see that kind of come back into the come back into the realm. I'd like to see more clips of Jon Stewart in The Daily Show that are current.
Right.
There's Bob Marley coming out, One Love, in theaters February 14th. Oh, on Valentine's Day.
I do want to see that.
I also want to see that. I like what's that guy? Kingsley Ben-Adir.
Yeah.
The guy who's playing him. Yeah, I like him. He's good. Wasn't he in Dungeons and Dragons? Wasn't he the dude who was like the handsome? Is that not the dude I'm thinking of? Is that not the same guy? No, it's not the same guy. No, they're not all the same. Anyways, moving forward, Madam Web comes out in theaters February 14th.
Madam Web.
How do you feel about that? Are you excited about that?
I have mixed feelings because yes, of course, superhero stuff, and it's fun. It's got its place. Does it deserve to be everything? No, but it has its place, and that can be entertaining. This Madam Web thing, though, it's almost like nobody asked for it. I have no problems with female-led superhero stuff, like the Gwen Stacy from the Spider-Verse movies is a phenomenal character. I think she's really well executed, voice actor and everything, actress and everything. I just don't really care about Madam Web.
I just love that your example was not like, I have no problem with female leads. Here's a side character that's a female that I really like.
I don't know if, because it could be very much argued that.
Hey, dude, I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, I know, but it could be argued that Across the Spider-Verse was from the perspective of Gwen.
It's an interesting perspective.
Starts and ends with her narration.
Okay, I can see that. I'm rolling with that. Yeah. Okay, sure. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, nobody asked for Madam Web.
No, I don't care.
No, they didn't even give us Kraven yet. They did.
Nope.
They delayed that a whole year. Nope. Morbius was
a lot of these things have to do with the writer's strike, though. So a lot of these things have to.
But
do with
I mean, even back in the day when Morbius came out and they had and they had the Michael Keaton cameo in there. What the hell was that? Mm-hmm. They did nothing with that.
Nothing.
No. The greatest thing that came out of that wasn't even an actual line in the movie. It's Morbin time. That's the only thing people...
You're right. Yeah. I came onto that train a little late and was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But now I understand what everyone's liking about it. I'm on the train. I like it.
It's Morbin time, dude.
Morbin time.
But yeah, no, I would like to see Kraven the Hunter. Venom 3... It really has got to be more than an hour and 15 minutes in order to at least entertain me. Like, Carnage was such a cool character, but that was such a short movie. It was such a short movie.
And personally, I just don't think they really did that story much. Here's, like...
The only reason we care about Venom... Oh, I don't mean to cut you off, but the only reason we care about Venom is because he's a Spider-Man villain, and they mention absolutely nothing about Spider-Man.
But I also think that I was excited for Kraven the Hunter, but here's the problem.
What's up?
When they do these anti-hero things, a lot of the time, they make the guy the villain, he's just kind of like, I don't know, he's infuriating because he's not really a villain. Like, he's not really
insufferable.
Yeah, like he's just like tortured with how much he's like, I hate doing bad, but I just can't help myself. And it's just, and then he's like redeemable because he's always a good looking dude. And so, and like, in my opinion, I just don't think they're going to do that well because the dude who's playing him, do you know what his name is?
No.
For some reason, I want to say something like Jeremy Allen Taylor. That's not right. That's the dude from Home Improvement, I think.
It is.
That's a dude, Jeremy Allen Taylor. Yeah.
Oh, it's...
Shout out to him.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is Kraven.
Let's see. Aaron Taylor Johnson. Wow, that was a pretty good call out, dude. That was good. Yeah, he is. He is. Yeah, and he's just a hot dude, and so I think they're going to make Kraven kind of gay, and so for me, that's not really what I want to see, like a vicious Kraven. I'm looking for, like, you know...
Like an actual...
Like, he's a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, he's a Spider-Man villain, and he is dead set on being actually challenged in his hunts. It's not just, oh, I have to spear this guy in front of me. Let's make a quip. And that's all we're getting right now.
And he's not really, I mean, at least from one perspective of it, he has a respect and a love for animals, but from the trailer, it sounded like he was just basically a roided out, like, PETA employee, where he's just going around and like, you poach, not here. And then he just like would, I don't know. That's just an opinion, but we'll see what ends up.
But I mean, that's going off of the one trailer that they gave us a year ago.
But again, that kind of goes into the category with like the kind of what Marvel's precedent has set for everybody.
Yeah.
Is that we're just going to pump out some content because overseas it makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I'm just so tired of that. I'm much more starting to get on board with the practical effects. I like that so much more.
And every now and then you get movies that use practical effects in today's day and age, like not most recently, but Mad Max. That one was phenomenal.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah. And we'll touch back on this when we talk about Godzilla, but I really want to see the Chrome edition of Fury Road.
Yeah, we'll circle back to that. Because again, sometimes the black and white is really it's where it hits home. So there is a movie, or I think it's a show, Constellation. Have you heard about this?
No.
So I guess it's going to be this is a series on Numi Reprise as Joe, an astronaut who returns from a troubled trip with disturbing gaps in her memory. So I guess she just goes to space and probably like goes through a black hole or something like that. Whatever. Okay. Here's the thing I really am interested about is the Avatar: The Last Airbender that's coming to Netflix in February 22nd.
I am very excited for that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, obviously, we don't need to talk about the movie that shall not be named.
Are you talking about the one with that M. Night Shyamalan made?
Nope.
Talking about the M. Night Shyamalan verse?
Dude, I will turn down your mic.
Release the Shyamalan verse. That's what I'm looking for.
Make book 2, M. Night.
Make book 2, M. Night.
Oh, I can't wait till we bring back Toph.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, when they started... You can't change how they enunciate the names.
No.
That's all.
No. Change story details. Change scenery. Change
They went against a whole
lines.
entire animated series.
Yeah. You can't change that big of a detail about it. I
think they might have just underestimated the cult following of that show as well.
I believe so. It kind of seemed like he didn't do any research going into it. Like, he saw it in the background while he was either filling out paperwork or taking notes. That's kind of the vibe of that movie.
Yeah.
And who was their martial arts coordinator?
It was all terrible.
The choreography of that film was just atrocious. I am nervous about that in this. However, there's a lot of money in Netflix, and I do believe that we will get some actual decent choreography.
Well, we've got a lot of things going good for that category. One, the most important thing is that we're getting some real Asians in this for the first time.
Nice.
And we all know that they all know martial arts. So going forward, everything past that is going to be gold.
And that's just badass.
But again, you also have some, like, I don't know. This one has so much more care into what I think fans are looking for. Not necessarily... It doesn't feel like it's coming out of left field. All of the actors and all the people that are kind of the big heavy hitters are pretty famous in that world. So
okay, because I've never seen any of these actors besides the guy that they've got playing the inventor who takes over the air temple.
Wait, what do you mean?
Remember, his son is in the wheelchair, and so he builds the glider for the wheelchair.
Who is that?
He was in Community. He's the guy that is friends with Donald Glover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got that guy to be in it. I don't know his name, but...
When you Google just the cast of Avatar, the Last Airbender, the one from Netflix doesn't come up yet. First, everyone Googles
Not
Rufio
yet.
from
Rufio.
yeah,
Dude, Dante Bosco. Shout out to my man Dante Bosco. I loved you since you were in Rufio. Prince Zuko is just phenomenal.
Yeah, very very good.
You look the exact same. You have not aged a day.
Yeah, that
good
dude's
sir.
timeless. That dude's timeless. All right, I'll pull up the cast. Hold on, give it a good pause.
That'd be so cool if like one day we're interviewing people.
Wouldn't that be? Oh,
right now we're just in our parents' garage.
Right now we're just ripping in the garage, dude.
Right next to my dad's broken car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great.
And in the corner of the garage are my mom's million fucking mason jars.
Yeah, a ton of mason jars. It's so hard to find the cast list of this.
What are you talking about?
Oh, George Takei's in it. And of course he is. Of course he is. He's in
Yeah,
it.
isn't
What's the name?
is he Ozai?
No.
George Takei. Who's he playing?
Dude, I'm looking for who's playing.
Why don't you type in Avatar 2024?
I'm at it, but the dude that I'm looking for, Ken Leung is going to be Commander Zhao. He was one of the bad guys in Rush Hour.
Commander Zhao.
Commander Zhao, whatever, dude. This is your...
I think you need to angle your mic a little bit.
Like right here?
Yeah, because you're standing kind of to the side of it so you can breathe and not be picked up by the mic, but it's also...
They don't have the guy who's playing Zuko's dad, Fire Lord Ozai.
Yeah.
They don't have him in the...
Wasn't he in Crazy Rich Asians?
Yeah, they don't have him in the cast, though. He's not in the cast list when you Google it.
Oh, fuck. What else was he in?
He was in the new Hellboy. He was the cheetah guy.
He was the new Hellboy?
Yeah, he was. No, he was not the new Hellboy. But
He was the new Hellboy, dude?
No, he
Hell
transformed into like a cheetah.
What?
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, the guy they have playing Jet. I'm down.
Dude, fuck Jet.
I can't wait to see Jet, dude.
Dude.
Jet's gonna be good.
Not at all.
I do like who they have playing Firelord Sozin. His name's Hiro Kanagawa. I'm pretty sure I butchered that last name.
Wait, Sozin. Who's gonna be Sozin?
You've at least seen the guy before. Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, George Takei is Ko, the face stealer.
Really?
Yeah,
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah. Sozin, I know him. Okay. I believe that in the trailer we get to see kind of just a very quick sneak peek of them attacking the air temple.
Okay.
Because in this one, like we talked about, they're not doing a cookie cutter carbon copy of this adaptation. They have to change some stuff, and so that's one of the things that they're changing is they're showing us different things that happened, and they're also changing the timeline of things just because in the animated show it all takes place in a year.
Yeah.
But they can't film and produce and release all this with these kids in a year, so unfortunately, like, they're preparing for aging them a little, like as they mature and go through puberty and all that stuff.
Okay. So this will be a multi-year thing, not just a year thing.
Correct.
I'm fine with that. I don't think that's a reach or anything like that.
Ooh, interesting. C.S. Lee is Avatar Roku. I am very excited for that. He is a great martial artist.
Yeah, I think they're coming with some good heat in this Avatar show. I don't think it's going to be bad. There is a show or movie. I think it's a show because it's on FX. It's called Shogun. I don't know anything about it. It just came up here. I've never even seen a trailer about that. Jot that down. We'll watch a trailer about it and we'll talk about it on the next pod. It's called Shogun. It's coming on FX February 27th.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll watch a trailer and we'll talk about it later.
All right. Do you want me to
I'm
pause
also
this?
skipping over some of the stuff that's coming out this February because I just don't care.
Okay.
Like there's a movie called Elizabeth coming out.
Elizabeth. We'll watch a trailer. I jotted it down.
And don't jot that down.
I jotted it down.
Good. Drive Away Dolls. I couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less.
Couldn't care less.
What even is? I've never even heard.
But there
of
is going to be a Vince Staples show coming on Netflix February 15th. Which
for real?
Yeah, Vince Staples, dude. Well, jot that down. We'll watch a podcast. We'll watch
February 15th. Dude, that's too late. Vince Staples, the man of love.
Vince Staples, dude.
I don't think he's the man of love.
No, probably not. Probably not. So yeah, at least those are the movies that are coming out. I don't know. Again, Madam Web. I don't know. I think that they just really went too hard on all the Spider-Man stuff.
All the anti-heroes that they're trying to make shows about
that's what I mean.
Have nothing to do with Spider-Man.
That's what I mean. The anti-hero thing is just not really. I don't think it hits well. They're not doing it well at all. They're not doing it well at all. They're basically making heroes.
Yeah.
Like Madam Web is not a sweet, kind.
Did you read
whatever the heck
any of the comics after the old lady handed it over?
No.
Me neither.
So like that's that like, and is this what that's supposed to be taking up from?
I think I do believe maybe I got nothing, dude.
Well,
I got nothing.
If she's not going to be the cold one, then no one cares.
I know
no one cares.
Gonna be fucking weird how Ben Parker's in it.
It should have been Diane. Ben Parker's going to be in it.
Young Uncle Ben. Yeah.
Does he hook up with Madam Web?
I don't know.
Dang. And the drama ensues. Are you going to tell me that Peter Parker's related to Madam Web in this universe? Oh my God.
Oh, dude. Maybe. That's Uncle, not his father.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, and honestly, after the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, like I miss the Sam Raimi verse. I really wish we had got Sam Raimi. I'm pretty sure if he was here, he'd want me to say Rami. So in the Sam Raimi verse, they, I just wish that they had gone back from that. But again, like the last Sam Raimi movie that they came out with was not good. The Spider-Man 4, the one with Venom, and the one with
excuse me? That was Spider-Man 3.
Oh, with Sandman and all that. Yeah. That was.
They never got to Spider-Man 4. That was going to be with Vulture. That was going to be with Mysterio in the beginning.
I think that
Mysterio wasn't going to be a villain. He was going to be like the cold open. Yeah, and it was going to be Bruce Campbell and.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's why
that would have probably fit a little bit better
because we saw him in every Spider-Man movie, and he was something different.
Yeah.
But Sam Raimi, I don't know if you remember, but he directed Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, I did not remember that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't hate that one. I think they did a pretty good job with some of the horror elements of it. However, it didn't get away from all the other nonsense that was in the Marvel movies, where it's just fan service. It's just a bunch of CGI nonsense that nobody cares about.
All this stuff just kind of feels like TV episodes. There's not any actual climax and resolve.
No.
It's like in the early days, I mean, even, and I'm talking before Infinity War and Endgame, you had a few Marvel movies that really kind of like hit the nail on the hammer. Yes, there's a lot of problems with Iron Man 3, but that one tells a great story. Yeah,
I like the Iron Man Extremis. Like, I'm a big fan of that storyline.
Place in the series, like being after the first Avengers movie. If you kind of watch them in order, by the time you get to that, you really feel like, these are kind of like the last moment, or not the last moments, but like kind of like towards the tail end of a journey. It feels better than if you're just randomly going in and then scrolling on your phone while you're watching this subpar villain.
I agree with that. And you get an older Tony Stark, which is, and he's a little weathered, where he's kind of balancing his alter ego with who he is and like, who am I? He has that moment there, and I think that it's a lot similar to the what is it? Batman Year One? No, not Batman Year One. The one where he's the older Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
Yeah, where he's older and he's like I
love that one.
Yeah, where he's kind of lost in where am I? What did I begin this for? And all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously there's a little more nuance. Well, not a little more nuance. There's a different nuance with the Iron Man Extremis, but it's kind of the similar way where he's kind of just seeing, like, I know he's kind of hashing out the limitations of who he is with Iron Man. Is he Iron Man without like the suit? He deals with a little bit of that existentialism.
That whole scene in the beginning when the missiles are getting launched at his house, very cool.
Yeah. I think that's a very well done scene. Very well done scene. So yeah, I don't know. I think that as a movie, I guess they didn't do terrible, but Guy Pearce's character is just terrible.
Just the worst.
Yeah,
the worst.
I do not like him at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything redeeming to say about it.
No, it just wasn't good. But again, they're never going to probably be doing Marvel movies or shows anything close to that content quality.
No, and I'll even say that Iron Man 3 is less on the bar, like way further down, because one of my all-time favorites would be The Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier's good.
That one was very good. I really like Chris Evans as Captain America. I feel like they used him a lot, but kind of. We got 3 movies, but his third one was split between so many people and storylines, and and then they just kind of remove him from the equation in a very permanent way.
Yeah.
At the end of Endgame, So, same with Chadwick Boseman. Man, that was so poorly executed, because he was such a great Black Panther, such a decent actor in that role, but they used him 3 times.
Yeah. Well, we're also coming from the perspective of knowing that he was dying, and who knows, maybe they knew he was dying also.
Well, even way back then, I wanted more Black Panther.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of
Civil War.
I don't disagree.
He was
with you.
phenomenal in Civil War.
They definitely focused on the wrong type of content. I think they just started calling it wrong. But they also got caught up in this nonsense where it's
just listening to the internet.
Yeah, like it the woke culture, so to speak. Like they also got caught up in that tornado, because how would you not? It's honestly a bunch of people who are just trying not to lose their jobs, and so they're just like, okay, I have the biggest likelihood of doing this if I do this.
Yeah.
Hand me the Mike Tyson, dude. Hand me the Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson's knockout.
Hand me that Mike Tyson knockout. It is nothing like the stuff you can get in Oregon. However,
shout out to
Oregon, but this is pretty good.
It's not bad.
The Delta 8.
I think so.
Delta 8.
Well, that's got like
whatever Delta nonsense is here in Texas.
It's just what's legal to buy in the stores.
Yeah, whatever Delta nonsense is here in Texas, it's not bad. It's not bad. It is not the mother plant necessarily. Well, I know it grows this, and I guess it grows from hemp or whatever, but it's not the same. But it's close.
I guess one of my biggest issues with the MCU is the fact that I can see that all they're doing is going on social media and looking at the memes that are saying, oh, I would love to see a Disney Plus show about this. I would love to see a Disney Plus show about that.
That's why we got John Krasinski.
A what if about that. What?
That's why we got John Krasinski as
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. It's just for fan service. He's not going to be Mr. Fantastic.
Have you seen a single episode of Echo? No. Fucking nobody has. And it's a Daredevil villain.
Interesting. I hadn't even thought about that.
And they haven't even done their Daredevil show.
No.
They had him be She-Hulk's friends with benefits.
And nobody wanted She-Hulk.
Nobody wanted She-Hulk. They, well, like...
Aaron's not very athletic.
I wouldn't mind a proper She-Hulk, but the She-Hulk they gave us...
It was just, again, She-Hulk twerk session.
Yeah, that was a post-credit scene. That was not good.
That is... I'm sorry. That's a mistake. That's a mistake.
They tried to make it seem like she had a justifiable reason to be just as far in her journey as Bruce Banner. And that is just not true.
Well, they also seem to have taken the route of... Like, the part that I like about the superhero stuff that we used to grow up with, these weren't, like, characters. Yes, there was some comic relief, but they made that comic relief in these new superhero movies so prevalent. Like it's zany that they've got these crazy godlike powers. Like it's just like, oh, another day of me just catching meteorites out of the sky. It's like, no, you're well aware because you spent most of your life not doing that you know that that's not a normal thing, and just acting like it's a normal Wednesday. I don't know.
You can really tell that they're like acting about it.
Yeah, like there needs to be some sort of separation between how certain comic books are and not. Even in the comic books, though, it's not like that. They're not just constantly doing zany stuff. Like they're not just making zany jokes.
Serious issues.
Yeah, exactly. And so
the House of M series, I mean, Demon in a Bottle with Iron Man, like, and they kind of touch on that, but not really in Iron Man 2.
What's Demon in the Bottle with Iron Man? I don't.
That's
know
where he deals with like severe alcoholism.
Always the best true villain of any superhero.
is trying to let loose, trying to unplug,
trying to fight that Henny. Trying to fight that Henny.
Taking bullets to the brain, gummy.
Swore I saw the devil in my empty glass of Hennessy. Shout out Tupac. But yeah, and that's kind of I don't know. But what was your point with that though? What was your point with that?
Well, that there's thousands of comics out there, like comic books, that have really good dark, and you don't just have to be dark to be edgy. Like you don't just need people dead and oh god violence. Like it has to be done tasteful, and you have a bunch of stories out there that will never get touched. I can't remember. It had something to do with some Star Wars news, but there's a rule that they are not allowed to do stories that have already been done for some fucking unknown reason.
Interesting.
I don't know who brought that up the ladder. I don't know why they are sticking to that, why they can't do a decent live action adaptation. I mean, you have Jon Favreau spearheading like a lot of Lucasfilm projects, so to speak. And then he's the one who created the MCU. Like he would be able to do a Knights of the Old Republic story perfectly. I have utter faith in him and Dave Filoni. Blind faith.
Yeah, I think that. Again, they're the only ones who are making any sort of palatable, like, classic fiction. Like, they're the only ones that are giving us a palatable Star Wars. Everything else is kind of.
There's some issues I have with the Mandoverse.
That's why I said palatable. Like, you can watch it. It's a very watchable thing they're doing.
Yeah.
But, it's that I think that how film was being done, where it's about just pumping it out, quantity instead of quality. Yeah, that was the failure. They're like, oh, people want more of this, so let's give them more of this. Or they just thought they'd be able to make a lot of money off of it. But a big problem is now international money is so huge that they'll just start pumping out this crap. That's how we have like 40 Fast and Furious. This is because they make so much money overseas. So you're like, okay, well then that kind of takes away from the quality of the movies that I like, unfortunately. However, now they're doing these movies with more practical effects, which are also doing good. But I mean, that's a good segue into the Godzilla -1, which is a Japanese film, international film. Yeah. And it is, I would almost argue, one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yes.
We saw it in the theater 3 times. And I can't tell you the last movie I did that with that I really enjoyed.
That I would be okay seeing it again.
I would watch it again. The Revenant's up there. Like we watched The Revenant how many times?
7, 8 times.
And then when you were working, I know Dex and I went and saw it another like handful of times. So yeah, I saw The Revenant in the theaters more than anything, but I was in a different time in my life.
That was a different stage.
But if you were being like a real human, and we were also getting just hammered in the movie theater, but if you were just like a normal human going and seeing a movie in theater a few times, you must like the story a lot.
Yeah.
And so Godzilla -1 was a really well done movie. And again, more practical effects. Except
I hate that baby cry.
The baby cries rough.
It's so obviously just edited in.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it was so good the way they did it. I like how they did Godzilla's evolution. First, he's just the giant sea lizard thing that comes out, and I mean, he's a dinosaur. He's basically a dinosaur, and he comes out and he just trounces all over this Japanese. They're mechanics. Island. So like it's just like none of these guys were fighters. They're just here to fix planes in the meantime while people are flying here because their planes are bad. Like
during World War II.
Exactly, and these were the kamikaze pilots, and so it was just really like it's cool because they don't have they're not like that military, and they get attacked, and then the only guy who was the military, the disgraced kamikaze pilot who didn't want to die. And that's also the thing. It gives it that depth where they really articulate the mentality. Because I think that in our culture and in our history, the way we were taught, it's not really talked about the psychological. We think of like the enemy as the enemy during certain conflicts, or that some people are just so different. The government and how they would condition their military was they would torture any prisoner of war that they got and that was kind of like their evidence. Like, see, we have to do this because if they capture you, they will be doing this to you. And so you need to be thinking like, do not get captured. Kill yourself before you let them get captured. Like, go out with a bang. Like, do what you need to do. And so like that sort of psychological damage, that's so heavy. And I think they really caught that well in the movie because this is all post-war guys. Like, they're going out and gathering the mines that they were just spread out through the ocean over there. That could have killed them. They could have come up on one that didn't come up on radar or for anything, any reason.
Yeah.
And so, like they were like, there's such a disconnect because these guys had to make the decision. Like, we are being told to go to war, and it does not really matter if we come back. We're meant to be cannon fodder is essentially what is what that message was to their troops. And I think I think that was something that's very underspoken about in our general conversation in like our culture today.
Yeah.
Like other people's real struggle. It's really easy to grandstand behind things that are happening that are unfair in the world, but you don't really get what made that happen, or like like you see everybody as like a victim, but some people I guess you just don't really get the nuances a lot about how that's really like, I don't know, control is a crazy drug that governments get on. So it's just gnarly. So anyway, but Godzilla -1, practical effects, solid, great story, and yeah, the -1 with color. Like, tell me what you think.
I definitely preferred minus color to the colored version, just because it, beyond paying homage to the original Godzilla films, it added a layer of depth that, made it feel of that time. It was a little bit more, if we have footage of World War II, and it's in black and white, so it fit. Mm-hmm. But I like black and white movies. I think there's an artistic choice that comes with that because you're not distracted by the red dress. She's just wearing a dress. You're not distracted by all the different colors of flowers that are in the background. It's just, she's got a bed of flowers. It's at least my mind that gets distracted sometimes by the things that are going on. If there's too much in the scene, Ready Player One was a big. Oh my, yeah, 2016's Suicide Squad was. Yeah, you can't pay attention to what's happening, and I like to at least know what's happening so that I can get invested and imagine myself in the shoes of the protagonist. Isn't that what everybody goes to see a movie for?
Yeah, you're trying to identify. Do you think that in black and white, it's easier to just kind of get the emotion of it? Because you're right about, like, now that you don't have the red dress, you're more you're more in tune with the feeling of the scene, less of the visuals of the scene, I guess.
But there is also level of... So we live our lives in color, obviously. Well, not all of us. Shout out to my colorblind homies.
No hate.
There's a certain level that when you're used to seeing color, you're just automatically translating all of that. And so when it's in black and white, you do have to it does take a second to kind of register what's happening in the scene. Especially when it quickly switches to a new scene. It's like, okay, where is everybody? Okay, there they are. It doesn't take long, obviously, but there's a level there.
Well, maybe that also has to do with the fact that we associate so many thoughts and memories to colors. And, like, I mean, I think if you take away, not that that's the primary, a lot of it has to do with smell, but...
and emotion.
Yeah, like, obviously there's more factors. I guess let me hone in on a little bit. I think that's what makes the black and white better, is because you're taking out some of that external stimuli, and it's making you kind of focus on more of what's actually happening instead of all the little things in between. You get to just be like, okay, this scene, this guy, and I also honestly felt that when they were doing it in black and white. This guy's emotionally damaged that multiple times in his emotional state.
Are you talking about Shikishima?
Yeah. Talking about Shikishima. Yeah. Multiple times he feels he is responsible for the death of people because he did not act.
Yeah.
And you really get that a little bit more than it's just him, I don't know, like in his dank wooden hut where it's just a wood that's kind of rotting away or burnt and stuff. Like you get more of like him.
Yeah.
My personal opinion.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. And I guess my favorite part of that, still, the heat breath. The heat breath is the best. That nuclear explosion that they do.
100%.
Your theater, which is nice because it's a little bit of a smaller one, I wasn't sure about the sound, but dude, it's just so good when you feel that whole boom, boom, and like when the first blow, yeah, it's just so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Anytime that comes back in theaters, I don't know.
I'd be hard pressed not to go be there.
Yeah.
So.
Which this Sunday we're gonna go watch Dune. I don't know when we'll post this, and so I don't know when the time frame of if that's even gonna be on the, whatever happens.
Yeah, whatever happens. It'll come out a few days after we record it.
Yeah, whatever. But the first Dune 2021 Dune will be in theaters again for this brief period before the second one, and so I loved it. I'm a big Star Wars guy. I'd never seen any part of any Dune, not even the graphic novel, not even the book, not even the David Lynch one. Like I knew nothing.
But you like intergalactic sci-fi.
But I love Star Wars and intergalactic sci-fi. And one day I was just bored and I sat down and I watched Dune and I was glued to the TV from the moment it started. It was magnificent.
Had you seen the old one or the new one first?
Nothing. Oh, the new one. I've still never seen the old one.
Oh, the new one. The old one is.
Don't give a fuck. It's boring.
The old one's a little rough to watch, but again, it's just because it's dated. That's all. Just
the QB shields and whatever. Like I've seen the memes. But.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. It's like I love the cast in it. They're all fantastic.
Oh, I imagine, yeah.
Like again,
David Lynch only hires his friends.
Yeah, I love David Lynch. Again, I'm a big Twin Peaks fan. What is it? Blue Velvet. That's also really good. Fire Walk with Me. Yeah, it's all really, really good. I love that universe. So
Mulholland Drive.
Different movie, but I mean David Lynch, but different movie. But yeah, I like the psychological.
I've never
but
seen
anyway,
Mulholland Drive.
Anyway, well, I've seen a scene in Mulholland Drive. So, but anyway, this is a PG show, kids. Anyway, family friendly. The thing that I like about I just think they do a good job at setting up another good sci-fi world.
Yeah. Yeah, the world building. There's a gravity, there's a weight to everything.
Well, they just tell it they do a good job at making it feel like this thing happening is not like the entire universe. It's just a moment in history on this planet in this galaxy. It's not like, and you get that from knowing a little bit more about the lore and the story behind Dune, you find that this is not the most important thing in the galaxy. This is actually just kind of a footnote in the history of all the books and stuff, which I've got no attachment to. I've never read any of the books. The movies are the thing that my universe is built around, but it's just not. I like how they did that, personally.
Yeah, there was this little video we were going through that was diving deep into the full story of Dune, like from the graphic novel to the book, like all the side notes, all the little Easter eggs and hints and nods and all this stuff here and there. And it's very in depth. That thing was like how many hours? At least 2 or 3.
Yeah, the video we were watching.
It was extremely long. It was probably even longer because we were sitting there watching it for a while. But
yeah, I don't know.
It's a deep dive, and it was so fascinating because you've got people who can read minds, and so you've got your not necessarily protagonists or antagonists, just characters in the story, how they have to go into a conversation saying something, thinking another, just to mask their true intentions. And it's so in depth.
Well, they also do a really good job about, it's not really good guys versus bad guys necessarily. Correct. Like, they talk about how I forget the sand people, what their name is. We'll need refreshers on these characters, but regardless.
The Fremen.
They believe in this prophecy that is set up but it's make-believe that these psychics put forward and implanted
through generations of just rumors.
Yeah, like literally it's just a trick. Like, it's not and it's just so interesting because they're talking about the one that's going to come, the prophesied one, the hero of the people, but it's fake and make believe for I don't know, they just it's a really good how they build up like this political espionage, and it's all for control. All for control.
I'm very excited to see what Dune Part 2 brings to the table.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, dude. That's gonna be a good movie. Again, it was a kind of a surprising thing because it took me a while to see the first Dune, and it was
2023 is when I saw it.
Yeah. And I didn't see the old one until after I saw
Really?
Yeah. So
where'd you watch it?
YouTube.
Oh, when?
Just while I was at work. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just
you've never talked about this.
Well, because it's really not that good of a movie, dude. Well, I mean, it's fine for story, but like it's just rough to watch.
Anything before the Matrix is just a little hard to watch.
Well,
like sci-fi wise,
it's because a lot of that CGI was just so bad. If you're talking about special effects, or practical effects, that's different. You got like Alien, which was incredible.
Alien was incredible.
Practical effects,
but things that used fight scenes and shootouts, and it's all very staged. Mm-hmm. Like some white guy had no imagination.
Underseasoned chicken is all that is, dude.
It's underseasoned chicken.
Underseasoned chicken. But yeah, I'm excited to get.
We needed the Wachowski sisters.
Yeah, and also I'm also a big fan now of Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah. I loved Wonka.
Wonka was fun, dude. It was so close to the Gene Hackman, or not Gene Hackman,
Wilder.
Gene Wilder one. Like the characteristics, the mannerisms. It was a pretty close one to it. I'm not a big musical guy, but it was a fun musical, and it was a good Christmas one, and it made you want to eat chocolate when you got home. Oh, God.
I wanted to eat chocolate the entire time I was watching that movie.
The only time I ever felt such a draw to chocolate was when I was watching the VeggieTales one about with the bunny.
Oh, dude, the bunny.
Yeah.
The bunny.
With Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah.
I don't love my mom or my dad, just the bunny.
Yeah, I always remember that. It's like, this dude loves chocolate. I also love chocolate, so would I sacrifice my mother and father for some chocolate? Depends on the day, apparently. So
maybe if that Easter bunny isn't hollow, then
if that was always such a disappointing thing when you'd bite in that Easter bunny. It was just a hollow bunny. I wanted a brick of chocolate.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's in the shape. Give it to me.
Give me the whole thing. Don't be chintzy. Don't make me pay $10 for this hollow chocolate bunny.
And then I remember Hershey's would sometimes release that 10-pound brick.
The big chocolate bar. You can still buy those. You can buy a Kit Kat that size. I'd love to buy a Kit Kat that size. That'd be rad.
funny thing about Kit Kats, I don't know if you know this, but any reject in their manufacturing gets recycled into the next batch of Kit Kats.
How?
So any defected one gets crunched up, mulched up, and put, and that's what they use to make the filling that the wafers stick together on.
So any wafer that comes out defected, they grind it up and do it. It's not covered in chocolate first.
Maybe.
Well,
its flavor is throughout. It is the eternal Kit Kat.
Well, when you say it like that. Interesting. I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up, dude.
Did you know that Lego went completely self-sufficient through solar energy projects? Completely self-sufficient within, I think it was like 3 years early.
Lego?
3
years early to what?
Than their projected goal.
Oh, gotcha. Wow, interesting. I would have guessed that.
Yeah.
Wow, go Lego. Shout out Lego.
Yeah, all their bricks are biodegradable and recyclable and everything. And I don't know about biodegradable.
I was gonna say that's it.
Well, because it's not just like forever plastic. It's all recyclable.
Well, recyclable is forever plastic.
I was
gonna say like
maybe
it doesn't really.
I don't know enough to dispute that.
Forever.
I'm gonna Google right now.
You're still talking
Shout out
about
to Google for always being there.
Go Google, sponsor us.
I'm going. You have enough money. I'm gonna Google right now if Legos are biodegradable.
I don't think they are. That'd be a weak ass Lego, dude. You wouldn't be able to build anything with that. They're probably made from recycled materials, but I think that's the same thing as when you put like non-GMO on a package or like organic. It doesn't have to be technically all
okay.
that.
It's not biodegradable, but it is
Didn't
a
think so.
plant-based plastic.
Plant-based plastic. Lego. All of their Legos. It's not just...
Yeah.
Interesting. Go Lego.
Well, starting in 2018.
Well, yeah, no, I don't think for forever. That wasn't something that anybody cared about in the 90s. So, in the 90s, nobody was caring about plant-based anything.
Crazy. What a passive-aggressive statement. So, you know how like in Google, you Google a question and then after a couple of searches, it has like frequently asked questions. You click on that and then there's the answer, whatever. Under like our Legos environmentally friendly from the wired.com, it says, while the toy brand kills its plans for an oil. Kills its plans. I thought it said plants. It's like kills its plants for an oil-free plastic alternative.
Good. You read it like they're like these bastards are murdering plants every day.
Yeah, that's exactly how I meant it. I'm sorry, Wired.
Wired. Way to stay.
I might edit that whole segment out.
Don't edit it out, dude.
That's fine.
You need raw emotion.
How long does it take Legos to decompose? 100 to 1,300 years. That's a little bit larger of a gap than I wanted.
Wow.
Is Lego a big polluter? In 2022, our total GHG emissions were 1.6 MTCO2e, up from 1.5. I don't know what any of that fucking means.
I don't know what any of that means either.
I'm gonna get off of this.
But see, fans, like,
I care.
We're not searchers of truth, but if truth stumbles across our path, so be it.
Yeah,
we'll announce it.
Truth. You want to hear some truth?
They've
never found a naturally occurring bear corpse in the wild. Like they have found ones that
What do you mean a naturally occurring bear corpse?
Like when I say naturally occurring, like a bear that has died from natural causes, not one that was hunted or mauled. Like they've...
Yeah, you're never going to find a bear that died of old age.
Why?
Because they get killed.
Not all of them. You mean to how do you know?
Killed and eaten. That's the wilderness. You find very, very, very few like bones
bear skeletons
of skeletons of almost any animal that aren't scattered out from being picked clean.
I guess.
You haven't thought about that, have you? Yeah, dude,
not necessarily.
In nature,
who would eat it? It's not the cubs because they get sent off.
Who would eat
like
what?
wolves?
Who would
coyotes?
Eat wolves, coyotes, birds, anything. The circle of life happens.
Where do vultures exist?
For like a lot of times bones decompose too. It's not just bones like littered with like skeletal.
Like where's bear skulls? They don't find. Where are the bear skulls?
I'm sure you could Google bear skull, and you could see them.
I don't know.
What do you mean? Where are the bear skulls?
I'm gonna need to delete that section.
No, you don't, dude.
I'm gonna need to delete this whole section.
Just because you saw some headlines and stuff like that,
dude. That's all I do is.
I didn't know what you meant by naturally occurring bear skulls. I'm like, well, they have cubs. Like they reproduce.
Yeah, but like I didn't think about that.
Bear skulls.
Obviously, you're going to be able to find a picture of a bear skull.
They look odd, to be honest with you. Bear skulls.
Hippo skulls look the weirdest.
Yeah, they do. Crazy. Film podcast turned to National Geographic. We've gone into some anti-government stuff.
We just hit an hour.
We just hit an hour? I think that's good, dude. We should probably call it after an hour.
After some bullshit that I speak.
Yeah, dude. We covered a lot of stuff. We covered a lot of the films that we've seen, what we like, what we don't, things that are coming out, what we don't care about that's coming out, and we talked about bear skulls. I educated you. Everything's like this is a good pod, dude. This is a good pod. Mike Tyson's knocked out, gave us a little bit of an elevation during this pod. I'm a fan.
It was magnificent.
It was magnificent.
I can't wait to listen back to this and see how much I love it.
And then we'll return next time, probably talking about some more film. Until next time.
Talk about? Is there a hint?
I don't have a hint. I don't have a hint because you know why? This is organic. We just shoot from the hips.
A lot of things in the shelves that say organic aren't organic.
We're organic.
Organic as fuck.
Free range, baby.
Free range, these nuts.
Catch you on the other side. Peace.
How about that?